Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we were supposed to be checking out the brand new unreleased vehicle, and that would be the Comet S2 Cabrio, but unfortunately it is not on the website, so that's not gonna go down well now, is it? But it might do, because after a little tweaking and tweaky, magically it is on the website. I wonder how that happened. Well, since it's here, we may as well check it out and see what this vehicle and what upgrades this vehicle has. But the first thing is first, the vehicle is $1.7 million. I mean, if you've got that much for this vehicle, then hey, go for it. But I mean, why don't you just get the original? But either way, I don't really like this colour, so let's just go and pick the red one, and then we'll be able to see what customizations this vehicle has got. So let's buy it and head it into the agency garage. Now eventually, after some springing around, this is magically arrived, so let's actually check it out and get it inside of the mod shop to see what type of upgrades this vehicle has. Now the standard upgrades that all vehicles has these days, except the Kuruma I believe, is armor. So as usual, we're going to upgrade this 100%, because I mean, why don't we? And the brakes as well, because that's not really much of a issue right there. So let's get onto the front bumpers. Now we've got the tune-up bumper, which just kind of makes a small change at the front, and the retro bumper just adds like some lights at the front of the vehicle. So that is not too bad right there. I mean, we got some better ones, but they probably don't work. And we got the retro Comet SR bumper, which adds two lights at the bottom of the bumper, as you can see. I will be checking out to see if these lights do work later on in the video. Now we have got the retro race bumper, which just simply makes it a little bit more bigger. And we've got the retro race bumper and the low drag bumper and the performance bumper, which just simply removes the license plate from the vehicle. We've got the performance bumper W carbon, which again just makes the vehicle a little bit more fatter-ish at the front. And then we got this right here, the endurance bumper, which obviously does add some lights, which I will be checking out later on if these lights do work. Now let's get on to the rear bumper. Same as always, we've got the stock rear bumper, and then we've got the bumper grill delete. Now this simply deletes a part of the bumper at the back, which just makes this vehicle a little bit kind of weird, but trust me, it gets weirder. Now we've got the half bumper next, which simply makes this vehicle even more worse. I don't understand why they didn't have an option at the, the other sides, the actual front bumper, but hey, there we go. So that is the half bumper. And now we've got the full rear bumper delete, which simply deletes all of the rear bumper, which just makes this vehicle very, very more weirdly. Let's just say that. So if you like this style of look, you can go with that. Now we got the primary rear diffuser, which simply adds all the customizations back to the vehicle, and obviously adds the bumper back to the vehicle. Now the secondary rear diffuser as well, that just simply makes the vehicle turn into the secondary color. So your secondary color, that just simply changes that. And then we've got the smooth rear bumper, which just adds like a little smoothie bit onto the bumper. We've got the retro rear bumper as well, which just adds a little carbon looking bumper right there. Now we've got the SR spec rear bumper, which just simply adds the exhaust-ish, as you can see in the grills right there. So if you do like that sort of look, you can go for that one. And then we've got the vented smooth bumper as well. And the last but not least, the vented SR spec rear bumper, which again just makes the exhaust come and see through the vents right there. So I'm going to go for that one. So let's go to the engine upgrades and let's customize the engine upgrades to 100% as always. And then the exhaust, we've got performance exhaust, which just makes it like a kind of a dually-ish sort of way. And then we've got the crossover exhaust. You can't really see this since it's stuck like where the rear bumper is, so it's probably struggling to actually see that. We've got the race exhaust, and then we've got the turbo exhaust, and then the turbo exhaust 2, which just adds just separates both of them and adds one side to the one and the other side to the other. Now we've got the fenders. Now we've got the, obviously you've got the stock fenders, and then you've got the front fenders, and that just simply adds little fender bits on to both sides of the vehicle, as you can see right there. And then we've got the carbon front fender vents, which just simply adds, it's this pretty much the same version, but the carbon version. So if you don't like that sort of look where the front fender vents go, then you can actually go for the carbon front fender vents if you really do want to. Now we've got the vents and all the fenders if you want to go for that kind of look, but that is that right there. That just simply adds like a stitching to the back tires of the vehicle, and also adding them vents into it as well. And we got also the carbon variant as well. So we've got the carbon vent and all the fenders as well, which just simply makes all them locations, so the vents and also the little stitching at the back, carbon instead of the actual primary colour of this vehicle. So whichever you want to go for, the choice is yours. But I prefer the front fender vents, to be honest with you, so I went for that one right here. So let's get to the HUD. Now we have got plenty of HUD options. We've got 15 options for this one. So we have got the secondary HUD, which just simply makes the secondary colour of the HUD right there. So if you want that type of look, then you can go for that type of look. But I really just want to keep it to a standard reddish. So that's where I just left it there. And the carbon HUD, that just simply makes it carbon. So if you don't like the idea that it's actually onto the primary or secondary colour, you can go for the carbon version. We've got the smooth HUD, which just simply removes the little top bits from the top of the HUD. And then we've got the secondary version of the smooth HUD right there. So you can actually, you know, if you like the secondary version of this, so you can make two different colours of a vehicle, then you surely can do with primary and secondary. Now we have got the, again, we have got the carbon smooth HUD again. That just simply puts a, you know, the carbon variant on that. And then we've got the SR spec HUD, which just simply changes the whole tyre HUD a little bit by adding the little bit of a, like a little grill, where you can see the little grill bit at the top of the HUD. The carbon spec HUD as well, which just puts the carbon vented. And then we've got the vented HUD as well, which just simply puts little, I don't know what you call them, but little bits at the top of the vehicle right there, so you can just slightly see it. Now we've got the secondary version vented HUD right there, so you can add that one if you really do want to choose that one, but I want to keep on going. We've got the carbon vented HUD, which just makes the, you know, you get the idea, it just makes it as a carbon variant. So if you don't like the primary, you don't like the secondary, then you can actually go with the carbon variant. Then we've got the endurance HUD as well, which just simply adds like a little weirdish sort of thing right in the middle of the HUD, which I will go for. And then we've got the secondary endurance HUD as well. So if you want to go for that one, you surely can do, if you like the secondary version to that. And the last but not least, we have got the carbon endurance HUD again, which just simply adds the carbon variant to that. So Rockstar does like the carbon variants of this vehicle because, well, it's personal preference for anyone that likes it. Now we've got the standard horns as per usual. Since it is festive, you have got the festive, you know, the loop horns, if you really do want to go for them. Now, if you're watching this video after Christmas, then these probably won't be available. But either way, I've chosen the Christmas song since it is Christmas. Now we've got the lights. Now, nothing pretty much changes with the lights. So, again, you just get the standard lights as per usual on all vehicles. And then we got the, you know, the neo color lights and everything else like that. I'm just going to go for purple since I don't really like the crew color of this one. So let's move forward into more options of this vehicle and let's get to the liveries. Now the set of liveries we get is the black Fister stripes, which just does the stripes with the Fister logo at both sides of the vehicle. Now if you like this type of look, it's just really a standard look towards the vehicle. It doesn't really add anything else to the vehicle. So if you like this side of look, then you can go for that one. Then we've got the retro stone guards, which just simply adds like little black bars and the little bits of a bigger version at the back of the vehicle. And that's pretty much all it does to the vehicle. Now it's just these two standard areas right here. It's fairly standard, these ones, so nothing really good about that one. Now moving forward, we have got the black Comet S2C graphics, which just simply adds the black little bars with Comet S2 actually written on it. And that's pretty much all you'll see of that one, unfortunately. So it just has it on both sides of the vehicle. Now we've got the red Fister track graphics, which just add the Fister logo right at the bottom of the vehicle with a little track-ish location right there. And then we got the Comet S2C again on the graphics, both sides of the vehicle, and also just at the back of the vehicle as well, which also adds a little bit of a weirdish colour. So if you want the secondary version to cover that one, you surely can do. Now we've got the black version of this, the black Fister graphics, which just simply adds little graphics at the bottom of the vehicle, a little bit more than the previous one. And then we've got the hair hula as well, that simply just adds the 53 logo, and all over you've got like a pinky colour with red and blue as well, all around the vehicle. So if you like this one, and you've also got the 53 at the back of the vehicle as well, which just spices the vehicle up a little tiny bit. Now we've got the Ron Racing, if you want to go for that one, that just adds the 47 onto both sides of the vehicle as well, and also the front. So you want to go for that one. It also comes up with the Ron livery as well, and the Comet S2 as well at the both sides of the vehicle. So if you want to go for this side of look, then you surely can do with this livery when it does arrive in Grand Theft Auto Online. Moving forwards with more liveries, yes, there is a couple more to go, so let's move forward. We have got this variant right here, which just adds the 43 to it. It just kind of makes it like a sporty livery, if you really do want to go for the sporty look. And then moving forward, we've got the retro red wood, if you want to go to spice your vehicles up with the red wood livery. You surely can do, because that just adds simply as redwood and Fister on the vehicle as well, with a 91 at the back and both sides of the vehicle, which, to be honest with you, does actually look quite decent on this vehicle. You've got the red variant, and then it comes onto the blue variant. I do like this livery. If it was going for any other livery, I would choose this one, but unfortunately I didn't actually go for this one. And now we've got the Rock and Roll Legends, which just simply adds like a grey reddish on the vehicle. So if you type like this type, and you surely can go for this one right here, if it really does pick your fancy. And last but not least, since it is Christmas, and since you've probably seen it when logging into Grand Theft Auto Online as well, you will also receive the free Santa's new sled livery as well. This will be free when it does arrive. I believe it's coming out between New Year. So if you really do fancy this one, it just simply adds the sporty look to it, and also adding a spicy version of it as well by putting Christmas on delivery. It just seems like Rockstar got a little bit lazy here, just by adding a little bit of Christmassy into it. But each to their own. But yeah, that is the Santa's new sled right there. And that was free, but unfortunately it did charge me. But hey, we're not going to say anything about that one. So let's move over to the skirts. We've got the stock skirt as per usual. And then we've got the carbon skirt, which again, if you like the carbon variants of the, the skirts, you surely can go for this one when it does release in Grand Theft Auto Online. We've got the street skirt as well, if you like this sort of variant. Now, it just adds a little bit, an extra bit at the bottom, and that's pretty much all it does. So if you like that sort of one, you surely can go for that one. We've got the carbon street skirt as well, again, which just adds a little bit extra to the bottom of the skirt, and then just simply, adds carbon variant to that. So if you want to go for that one, surely can do. They've got the aero skirt as well, which again just slightly makes a little bit of a weirdish bend to it. I will actually zoom in just a moment so you can actually see the actual weird bit that actually zooms in. It's like a kind of a weirdish location. It actually does bend in slightly. So if you like this type of the version of the skirt, you surely can go for that. And then we've got the aerial skirt right here again, which just adds a little bit of an extra variant by just putting a lip at the bottom of the skirt as well. So if you want to go for that one, you surely can do when it does arrive. Now we've got the performance skirt. Again, just adds a little tiny bit to it. So if you like this type of one, again, just adds a little bit of a carbon variant at the bottom. So you can go for that one. And again, as always, Rockstar loves the carbon variants of pretty much everything. We've got the carbon performance skirt, which pretty much turns all of the skirts into a carbon variant. So if you like this type of look, then you can go for that one when it does arrive. And we've got the tuna skirts as well, which again just adds the little bit of a lip onto it as well, and also a little bit of carbon at the bottom. Now, some of these just pretty much just look the same. It's like Rockstar's just copied and pasted. But hey, there we go. And then we've got the carbon tuna skirts as well on that one. Again, just adds a carbon variant to the skirt option right there. Last but not least, we've got the race skirt as well. If you like this sort of one, that just adds a little bit of a little reddish, and also adds the carbon variant at the bottom, and also a kind of a lip as well at the back where the back tire is. So that's quite alright if you want to go for any of the skirt options. I'm not really a fan of any of these skirt options. Now we've got the splitters as well. We've got the stock splitter. So again, is pretty much alright. I did lose myself right here because I wasn't unsure where the hell it was changing. And we've got the stock one, and we've got the carbon splitter, which just adds a little bit of a splitter at the bottom of the vehicle, as you can see right here. And then we've got the carbon race splitter, which just simply adds a little bit more outwards towards the front of the vehicle. So if you do like this type of variant of a vehicle, you can go with that one. Now we have got the carbon splitter again, which just simply adds little spiky things coming out on both sides of the vehicle, so you can go for that one if you wish. And we've got the GT splitter again, which just adds a little bit of guards at the back, both fronts or both sides of the vehicle. which obviously adds a little bit of a change to it, right? And then again, we've got the endurance splitter as well, which just fancies pretty much everything out by adding the splitter at the front and also 2 little strings coming from the vehicle. Now the spoilers, to be able to actually get a spoiler boost, you would need to select any other spoiler options, and unfortunately the stock one does not give you a traction bonus, so you need to choose a spoiler if you want a traction bonus. And we have got the carbon stock deck lid if you want to fancy going for that type of look. Moving forward, we have got the carbon wingless deck lid. Again, pretty much the same of the smooth one, but instead adding a carbon variant to that. And we've got the high ducktail as well. That's quite alright on right there. And then we've got the carbon high ducktail as well. Again, Rockstar is liking all these carbon variants. But yeah, I didn't pretty much like any of them, so I went the smooth version. And then we've got the suspension and turbo and wheels, pretty much all the same as per usual on all wheels. So let's actually get on to testing the lights. Yes, both lights do work on this vehicle. So if you do fancy pouring some extra lights on the vehicle, you surely can do. Don't worry about it. It does actually work on this vehicle, and the best one of them all is the roofless version, and this is pretty much how it would look when you do decide to bring it out and take off the hood. But that is, yeah, it looks like I'll be walking home because I believe our look has just ended. And that is pretty much it with this Comet S2 Cabrio that should be coming new year. If you do go on to like this video, I know it's a very long one, but if you do go on to like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss out on any content coming up on the channel. I hope everyone has a lovely Christmas. The next video will be on the 29th of December. So I'll catch you then. But thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now, guys. Bye.